Somewhere out there, a person wrote 12 ordinary words on a scrap of paper, took a photo of it so they would not lose it, and went to bed feeling organized. A few weeks later, their crypto was gone. Not stolen by a hacker breaking through some firewall. Not lost in an exchange collapse. Gone because those 12 words were the money, and they had just handed a copy to their phone, their cloud backup, and eventually a stranger. If you are going to understand one thing about crypto before you touch a single dollar of it, make it this one. It is the thing that quietly decides who keeps their money and who does not. The 12 words have a name. It is called a seed phrase, sometimes a recovery phrase or a mnemonic. When you set up a self-custody crypto wallet, the kind where you hold your own coins instead of leaving them on an exchange, the wallet generates a list of words for you. Usually 12 of them, sometimes 24. They look random and harmless, things like orange, ladder, coffee, vacuum. But those words are not a password, and treating them like a password is exactly how people lose everything. Here is the difference, and it matters. A password protects an account that somebody else controls. If you forget your email password, the company that runs your email can verify who you are and let you back in. There is a support team. There is a reset button. A seed phrase is not like that. A seed phrase is the account. It is the master key that mathematically generates your wallet and every address inside it. Whoever holds those words controls the money. Not can request access to. Controls. Completely. Instantly. Forever. So there is no support team for a seed phrase. There is no reset button, no forgot my words link, no human on the other end who can help. This is not a company being lazy. It is the entire point of the design. Crypto was built so that no bank, no government, and no corporation sits between you and your money. The flip side of that freedom is that nobody is there to catch you when you fall either. You are the bank now. And banks take security seriously for a reason. Let us talk about how people actually lose these words, because it is almost never a movie-style hacker. The most common way is that people try to be convenient. They take a screenshot of the phrase. They email it to themselves. They save it in their Notes app, or a password manager, or a photo that quietly syncs to the cloud. Every one of those moves takes the one secret that controls your money and copies it onto a system connected to the internet. And anything connected to the internet can, eventually, be reached. The problem is that a seed phrase only has to leak once. With a bank card, if the number leaks, you cancel it and get a new one. With a seed phrase, there is no canceling. The moment someone else has read those words, they can rebuild your wallet on their own device on the other side of the planet and drain it in seconds, and you will never know it happened until you look. That is why the single most repeated rule in all of crypto is brutally simple: never type your seed phrase into anything, and never let it exist as a digital file. So where is it supposed to live? For most people learning this, the answer is deliberately low-tech. You write it on paper, or stamp it into a small metal plate if you want it to survive a fire or a flood, and you store that physical object somewhere private and safe. No photo. No cloud. No cloud backup of the Notes app that has it. The words never become a file. It feels almost absurdly old-fashioned in a world of apps, and that is exactly why it works. You cannot hack a piece of paper in a drawer from a laptop in another country. One more detail about the paper itself, because people get this wrong too. The order of the words matters. A seed phrase is not just 12 random words you can jot down in any arrangement, it is a specific sequence, and the wallet needs them back in that exact order to rebuild itself. So when you write them down, number them, 1 through 12, and double-check every word against the screen before you ever move the money in. A single misspelled or swapped word can mean a phrase that looks right but restores nothing. Take the extra 2 minutes. It is a lot cheaper than the alternative, which is discovering the mistake on the day you actually need it. Now, there is a second way people lose their crypto, and it is the mirror image of the first. Some people are so afraid of the words leaking that they hide them too well, or do not write them down at all, and then they lose access to their wallet, forget the words, and there is no recovery. So you are threading a needle. The phrase has to be hidden well enough that no one else finds it, but findable enough that you, or someone you trust, still can. Losing the paper is just as final as someone stealing it. Both roads end in the same place, coins that exist on the blockchain forever that no one can ever move again. Here is where it turns from carelessness into something darker. Scammers know all of this, and they build their entire playbook around your seed phrase. This is the part that protects you the most, so pay attention. There is a whole industry of fake wallet support accounts, fake validation websites, and fake giveaways whose only goal is to get you to type your 12 words into a box. They will pose as help. They will pose as customer support replying to your public complaint. They will send a message that your wallet needs to be synced or verified or connected, and there will always be a friendly little field asking for your recovery phrase. So burn this one sentence into your memory, because it is the closest thing crypto has to a law of self-defense. No legitimate wallet, exchange, app, or support person will ever, under any circumstances, ask you to enter or send your seed phrase. There is no real situation where typing those words to someone else is the fix. Not to unlock your account. Not to claim an airdrop. Not to fix an error. Not to receive money. If anyone, anywhere, in any tone, asks for your recovery phrase, that is the whole scam. There is nothing else to figure out. You already know it is fake. And they are good at it. The tricks that work are always about pressure. A countdown timer. A warning that your funds are at risk and you must act now. A stranger who was so warm and helpful right up until the moment they needed your words. Urgency is the tell. Real security never needs you to rush. The scammer needs you to rush, because rushing is how they get you to skip the one thought that would save you. Why does this person need the master key to my money? Now, some people hear all of this and decide it sounds terrifying, and I want to be honest rather than sell you a fantasy. Holding your own seed phrase means holding your own risk. That is a real trade-off, not a small one. It is why many normal people, when they are starting out, keep small amounts on a reputable exchange, where the company manages the keys and can reset a password, and only move to self-custody once they understand what they are taking on. There is no single right answer here, and this is education, not a recommendation. The point is that you should make that choice knowing what a seed phrase actually is, instead of finding out the hard way. So let us put the whole thing back together simply. Your seed phrase is not a password, it is the money itself, in the form of 12 or 24 words. Whoever holds it, owns it. It should never become a digital file, never be typed into a website, never be photographed, and never be shared with a single human being, no matter who they claim to be. It should live as a physical object, hidden well but not lost, and ideally somewhere it can survive fire and water. And any message that asks for it is, by definition, a trap. That is genuinely most of the battle. The people who get wiped out in crypto are rarely the victims of some genius hack. They are almost always people who never understood that those 12 boring words were the entire vault, and treated them like a Wi-Fi password. Now you are not one of them. You know what the phrase is, why nobody can reset it, where it should live, and the one question that unmasks every scam built around it. If this was useful, the next video goes deep on the mechanics of the scams themselves, how a pig butchering operation actually works, step by step, so you can see one coming from a mile away. Subscribe so it finds you, because the best time to learn how the con works is before someone tries it on you. Okay Normie, crypto explained like you are a smart friend.